Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Lizzie, and for today's video, we are talking about Nope. This is the newest Jordan Peele film. He is responsible for films like Get Out and Us, and this is going to be a spoiler-free review. I may do a spoiler review over on my Patreon, so if you're interested in something like that, let me know. Make sure that you check out my Patreon. Links for all of that in the description below. So it's gonna be kind of hard to talk about this film without really getting into spoilers, so this is probably gonna be a pretty short review, which these spoiler-free ones usually are anyway, because, again, trying to avoid talking about anything spoiler. This film stars Keke Palmer, who is probably most well known for being on Disney. She did a few things on there. I feel like this is kind of the first thing that at least I've seen her in a while, and she did fantastic at this. It also stars Daniel Kaluuya, I believe is how his name's pronounced. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, I apologize, but he was also in Get Out, which I am definitely down for the concept of like him and Jordan Peele just being like this new horror film duo. I'm here for that. I love that concept, even though I don't believe he was in Us, but he's in this as well, and it's basically about them as siblings, and their father passes away, and so they are left this legacy farm where they're basically Hollywood horse actor. They're like the largest Hollywood horse farm. I don't really know how else to explain it, but basically their horses on this farm are Hollywood actors, and that's kind of the beginning of this film, is them having to, and especially the son, having to kind of deal with being now in charge of the farm, and then just weird shit starts to happen. And if you have seen the trailer, this isn't really spoilers, it turns into like an alien movie, which in Jordan Peele fashion, it takes some twists and turns, which of course I'm not going to address in this film, but it is really good. I really enjoyed this. Matt came with me. He actually really enjoyed it as well. I have to be honest, I haven't watched a lot of alien films. Obviously, I've seen like Alien, and some others, and I've always liked the idea that there's something else out there, but as far as actually watching alien films, I'm not big into them, just because I haven't watched that many, but I really like this one. I thought it was done really well. It's really entertaining, funny at times. Keke Palmer is hilarious, but it does get dark at times. Like, there are a couple of pretty intense and scary scenes. There were a few times both myself and Matt jumped a little bit, which of course I appreciated. This is definitely a very like sci-fi film, which I think is kind of Jordan Peele's thing. I feel like he's doing like sci-fi horror, which again, totally love. A lot of people, of course, I feel like are going to say, you know, it's not a horror film, but I have always believed that, you know, a film doesn't have to have these particular key points of whatever to be classified as a horror. It is, horror itself is a spectrum, and I would just, like I said, I would calculate this as like a sci-fi horror. And again, I really enjoyed it. I loved the kind of twist that this film takes, which again I'll talk more about in a spoiler review for my Patreons. Yeah, it was a really good time, a really enjoyable film. Definitely think that if you can see this one in theaters, I highly suggest checking out. It's definitely a film meant for the big screen, and gonna have to add this one to my collection as well. So good. So let me know what your thoughts are on this film. I know this is a really short review. I know there are people that are able to kind of do longer reviews with spoiler-frees, but for me, I just always keep them really like short and to the point that I enjoyed the film. So again, if you want more in depth, let me know, and I will definitely put that video out again on my Patreon. So let me know what your thoughts are on this movie, if you've seen it. If you do want to talk about spoilers in the comments, just make sure that you put a spoiler warning for anybody who maybe is scrolling through. If you liked this short little review, please do give it a big old thumbs up and make sure you hit that subscribe button for more horror related content, and I will see you all again later with another video. Bye!